So first thing we're going to do is we're going to launch the app. You'll see the splash screen, and this will be the first screen that you see when you first launch the app. You're going to tap New Member, and it's going to ask you for a family name. So we're going to be the Papadakis family. And the email will be papa@papa.com. Make sure you use a real username, though, or a real email, because you will be getting emails and notifications. And if you ever lose your password, it'll be sent to this email. So make sure you're using a real email, not like the fake one I'm using here. Password 111. I don't recommend using this password, but for the sake of the tutorial, that's the password I'm going to use. And you have an option to choose if you were referred by somebody. At the point of this recording, there's only two different things here. There's none, or Penelope's Pad, who is Chelsea Woolley, a mom blogger. But I wasn't referred by anybody, so I'm just going to choose none, create an account, and it's going to say, hey, welcome, super excited to have you, and you got 30 days. So make the best of it. And it's going to do a little bit of cleaning, and then it's going to say, all right, first step, you got to enter in your income. This is important because everything in the app is based off of your family's income. The app, the whole concept is it's going to reallocate your discretionary income, and that's the money that your kids are going to be able to earn. So make sure that you enter this in accurately. I'm going to say, I don't know, I make $125,000 a year. That's household income. So that's me, my wife, anybody else who brings money in and helps pay for the bills. That's the household income. Also, you're going to notice here at the bottom left, there's this little question mark. If you tap on it, most pages have this, and it just kind of explains what's going on with the page. This page is pretty self-explanatory. Enter your income. I did. Tap next. Now it's going to ask me to enter in all my family members, ages 2 and up. So I tap bottom button there, add member. You're going to want to choose a photo for a family member, and I'm going to choose, oh wow, I don't have a whole lot of photos on my phone. So we'll use this guy here. We're going to say this is Chunky Monkey, and he was born, I don't know, 2013 probably. Give him a personalized passcode. This will help him when he's accessing the account. Some of his private settings. This actually only applies for parents. It's not really important for kids. It's going to be a male and child. I click save, and I need to add a parent. I don't have any photos of parents, so I'm going to pretend like my daughter's the mom. And there she is, and that's going to be, we're going to call her mom. And she was born, we're going to say she was born a long time ago, 1985. Give her a passcode. Now this passcode for parents is important because there are certain portions of the app that only parents can access, like the settings page. But also if a kid tries to go back more than 2 days into the past to mark their points, like a job or a habit that they did, it's not going to let them. So parents are going to have to enter in a passcode. The reason we set it up that way is because who remembers what they did 2 days ago? I have a tough time remembering what I did yesterday. So you can enter in points for today, you can enter in points for yesterday, but in order to go back more than a day, more than 24 hours, you need a parental passcode. So that's what this is for, and to access settings. And also, I think you can't access Payday without a passcode. We're going to say this is a female, and this is a parent. Save. And let's add one more family member just to round things out here. I just don't have a whole lot of photos on my phone. We'll use this kid in the background there. His name is going to be Skinny. And he's going to be, he was born a few years ago as well. Give him a passcode, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can always change the passcode. You can change the photo. You can change the passcode and the photo. You can always change those later. He's a male, and we're going to make him the dad. Save. And I think that's it. So, whoops, I don't want to make him the dad. He's a child. This is a single mom doing this with her 2 boys. Okay, once we're done, we're going to click next. And it's going to ask you to set up the daily and the weekly jobs. Now, this is a huge portion of the app. 40% of the kid's income comes from their daily job. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a list of all the jobs that need to be done in the house and the yard. Anything that doesn't get put on here, and you see you got daily jobs and you got weekly jobs, anything that doesn't get put on here isn't going to get done. So make sure, it's got defaults. I think there's 10 daily jobs and 10 weekly jobs. These are just kind of to spur your memory, give you ideas. You don't have to use these. These are easily changed. So for instance, bedroom, we're going to change this to be master bedroom. And then you notice down here it's got job description. So this will become your checklist later. And you just enter it in by comma. So we're going to say make bed, comma, and you'll see here in a minute. Make bed, comma, laundry in basket, items off floor. What else? What else do you do in the bedroom here? Maybe vacuum rug, and we'll say that's good. Those are the 4 things you got to do for the master bedroom to be considered done. But a lot of times you have more than one bedroom. So we're going to add another room, add a daily job. Oh, I reached my max, so we're going to get rid of one. There's too many jobs here. So we don't have a pet, so we're going to get rid of that one. Just swipe from right, delete. And we're going to combine counters and dishes. So we're going to delete that one. We're going to tap dishes. We're going to call it dishes and counters. And I'm going to change this clear counters, dishes loaded into dishwasher. Whoops, I'm not going to use emojis at the moment. You can do emojis, but we're not going to do that at the moment. Dishes loaded in the dishwasher, because maybe if you have little kids, maybe their checklist, you want to use little icons to help them remember. But this is primarily for the job inspector. Okay, so we're going to do clear counters, dishes loaded in the dishwasher, counters wiped, and sink clean. And we can always change, that's the neat thing about this, the job description, we can always go back and change it later as well. Tap OK, and meal prep, living room, sweep and vacuum. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that. And we're going to add a bedroom here. So I tap the little plus button, add a daily job. I'm going to call this boys bedroom. And I'm going to enter all this information in later. Just tap done, tap save, and there it is. It shows up at the bottom. I want to rearrange these jobs a little bit. Not that it really matters, but for me, I'm just being a little anal retentive. I'm going to just drag it up there. So now I've got 2 bedrooms on my list. Bathrooms, all the bathrooms are going to be one job. All the laundry is going to be one job. The living room is going to be one job. Now, if you have a job that takes more than a half hour, and I should probably explain this, the way Moneypants works is the daily job should take about a half hour. It should be, and if a job takes longer than a half hour, it should be split into multiple jobs. If it takes less than about 10 or 15 minutes, it should probably be combined with another job. And the reason is this: every job pays the same. So all the daily jobs, whether it's master bedroom, laundry, living room, wiping the table, they all pay exactly the same. So you want to kind of even them out, which is why a few minutes ago I combined dishes and counters, because counters alone, that's like a 30-second job. Dishes is a much bigger job, so I combine them together. And now this is a family of 3, a single mom with 2 sons, so they're not going to have a whole lot of dishes. But a larger family, they may have a lot more dishes. You may split it into 2 jobs. It may be one person washes the dishes and another person puts them away, something like that. And then we're going to look at weekly jobs here. Sweep porch, well, weed garden, we don't have a garden, so we're going to get rid of that. Wash windows, yeah, that's good. Dust cobwebs, yep. Mop floors, well, we only have carpet, so we're going to delete that. Clean cabinets, yeah. And these are on the weekly basis. Now, the thing you don't want to do here, don't add habits. That's in a second. We're going to do that in just a second. Also, don't add irregular jobs. So yearly jobs or seasonal jobs, those go in job jar. And we'll cover that probably in the next tutorial. So just for now, all we're doing are daily jobs and weekly jobs to keep the home running. So once I'm done here, oh, by the way, if you have any questions, you can always just go to the little question mark at the bottom of the page, and it has a description of kind of what I just covered. Tap next, and it's going to go, now you're going to assign these jobs. You got to assign these jobs out. You made all these jobs. Now who's going to do them? And it starts with the youngest. And in this case, it's Chunky Monkey. And it's going to say, it's going to give you some ideas. It says here he's 5 years old. There's actually an age-appropriate jobs list. This is just a suggestion. You can tap on that, and it gives you a list. You know, you've got, pretty much from age 2 on up, there is definitely something every kid can do in the family. So straightening the living room, cleaning the bedroom, those are things 2-year-olds can do. Clearing and wiping the table, vacuuming. In my house, the kids start learning how to vacuum when they're 4 or 5 years old. By the time they're 6, they're cleaning the bathrooms. I mean, this list is pretty good. It's not perfect. Obviously, you know your kids better than anybody, so you would know what is appropriate for your kid. Like, I have more than one kid, and I know that each one of my kids, they have different personalities. So maybe one kid is way more responsible, and I would trust him to use the vacuum and not break it. Whereas another kid who's the same age or slightly younger, I wouldn't trust them to use the vacuum, and I'd give them a different job. It totally depends on the personality of the kid. So it's just a kind of a reference point. Anyway, you tap there, and it's going to ask you, okay, so what's Chunky Monkey? I love that name. What's Chunky Monkey going to do? Well, he's going to clean the boys' bedroom, and he's going to clean the living room, and you know what? We're going to have him wipe the table. And all I'm doing here is I'm tapping, and it's giving a little green check mark next to the job. And for his weekly job, he's going to sweep the porch, and he is going to clean cabinets. And I changed my mind. I don't want all these weekly jobs, so I'm just going to tap the back button. I'm going to go to weekly jobs, and we're going to get rid of clean the fridge. We don't need to do that weekly. And we're not going to be doing we're not going to be cleaning the cabinets every week either. That's just too much. And do we really need to do dusting and cobwebs every week? No. So now we only have 1, 2, 3. We only have 5 weekly jobs. Great. Go back to Chunky Monkey, and it remembers his daily job assignments, but now his weekly jobs, he's just going to be sweeping the porch. I think that's good enough for what is he, 5? I think that's good enough for him. Tap next. Now we're on to Skinny, who's the kid in the background. He looks like he's about 9, so tap OK. Now, Chunky Monkey, his jobs show up with a little gray check mark, meaning those jobs have already been selected. So Skinny, we're going to have him clean the bathrooms, do the laundry, and dishes and counters. Now, I could choose another job. Watch what happens if I tap meal prep. It's going to say, whoa, hold on. He's got a lot of jobs. That's 3 daily jobs. No, he's going to have 4 daily jobs. It's going to be hard for him to finish all those jobs within that 30-minute time limit. And again, the reason why we chose the 30-minute time limit, because it just seemed right. That longer than that, if job time takes longer than that, kids get overwhelmed. But if it's less than that, then the house doesn't really get clean. If you have a 5-minute job timer, you're just not going to get everything in the house done. So we kind of chose the 30-minute timer. It kind of feels right. You can adjust that for your family. But for our family, and as a general rule in the families that we've had use this system, they found that 30 minutes is about the perfect amount of time to do a job. And you can have job time more than once a day. You can maybe have morning job time and evening job time. And so in this case, I'm going to click cancel. In this case, Skinny's going to do the bathrooms in the morning, and maybe he's going to do laundry and dishes at night. He'll start a load of laundry while it's going. He'll go and do the dishes and counters. I don't know. And then for his weekly job, he's good at washing cars, and he's going to mow the lawn. Great. And now it's going to ask for Mom. It's going to say, okay, she picks up whatever's left. So we tap OK. And she's got, she's going to clean the master bedroom. That makes sense. And she's also going to do meal prep. She gets stuck washing windows, and she'll do edging the lawn. Now, you notice something interesting about this chore chart. Unlike most chore charts, it's just the kids. Nope, this one includes the parents too. Mom is going to earn her spending money by doing her assignments. She was already cleaning her room. She was already doing meal prep. She was already washing windows, and she's the only one who knows how to use the edger, so she was already edging the lawn anyway, except now she's going to be earning her spending money. She's going to feel great about herself. And it's going to get even better in a second, because she's also going to give herself some really cool habits that she's going to work on and develop, and she's going to pay herself and reward herself for that. Okay? So now that we're all done, we click Next. If there's a problem, then it'll actually say, you got to make sure you assign the jobs out. It'll give you a little error message if you don't assign out all the jobs. But it'll say, are you good? Yep, we're good. Click continue. Now it's going to ask for payday and inspections. In this family, there's only one parent, so they get to do payday and inspections. But if there were two parents, you could choose. Or maybe if there's two parents and a grandparent, and you're all part of the same household, you can choose from of the three individuals. In this case, there's just one, so it's only going to give me one option. Choose a parent. Well, where do you have to choose mom? She's going to be the one doing payday. And we'll talk about payday here in a minute. But then it's going to ask, when do you hold payday? Now, you can have payday any day of the week. You can't, it doesn't limit you to just one day a week or one time period. This is a good reference point. So we would suggest you using a time when you have a little bit more freedom to make sure that you get it done. And some people, maybe they're like, oh no, I'm so busy. I only have Friday afternoons between 3 and 4 o'clock, and that's when payday is going to be. Great. But for other families, we've noticed that a lot of families do better when they do it on the weekend. So that's what we're going to do here. Mom's going to have payday Saturday right after job time. Everyone's doing their morning jobs, their weekly jobs, and then they're going to do payday, and everyone's going to be super excited because they just earned all sorts of money. Tap the little red button that says, yep, Saturday 10 a.m. And then which parent's going to do inspection? Well, it's kind of a foregone conclusion. It's going to be mom. Also, one other note on when you're holding payday, it's important that you choose a day also because there are certain settings that you can only change later if they're on payday. For example, I think you can only change the job, I think you can only change the order of the jobs, reassign jobs, and modify people's budgets on payday. So make sure, again, Saturday or Sunday seems to work best for most families. It's totally up to you though, okay? Again, if you have a question, it's got a little, tap the question mark button, it'll give you an explanation what this page is all about. Tap next, give you a nice little summary. Now, this same page shows up on the home screen when you finish setup, and if I tap, let's just tap on master bedroom and you'll see what I mean. Here's your checklist. This is the checklist we created just a few minutes ago where it has the master bedroom and it has the list of what needs to happen in order for master bedroom to pass inspection. So mom's going to go around, and when she does inspection, she's going to pull this up and she's going to say, okay, master bedroom, bed made, check, laundry and basket, check, items off the floor, check, vacuum rug, check, okay, good. And then she's going to mark the job as complete. Pretty cool. It's a digital checklist. This is one of my favorite features. I love it. Anyway, it gives you a list too of also, this is the summary of what you've assigned everybody. So you can go over and go, wow, mom's got 3 daily jobs, 3 weekly jobs, Skinny's got 3 daily jobs, 2 weekly jobs, and Chunky Monkey's got 3 daily jobs and 1 weekly job. All right, it seems pretty fair. If not, tap the back button and modify it. Everything's modifiable, customizable. Make it work for your family. All right, daily habits. This is a super cool feature. I haven't seen this feature in any other app. Don't know why, but the way this works is you've got 10 daily habits. Every family member has exactly 10 habits, no more, no less. The top one here, it says enter your top priority habit here. The top habit is worth more than all the other habits. It's about 4 times the value of the other habits. And I should back up here for a second. So the way the app works is this. 20% of your money comes from doing your daily jobs. 20% of your money comes from your job bonus. 20% of your money comes from your daily habits. 20% of your money comes from your habit bonus. And then 20% of your money comes from your weekly jobs. So habits, the daily habits and the habit bonus are 40%, 20 plus 20, 40% of your income. So this is important. And this top priority habit, we're going to make it for, who is this we're working on? I'm going to tap. Okay, this is Chunky Monkey. We're going to tap here. His top priority habit is going to be use the toilet. Actually, we're going to use a little emoji here. We're going to remind him to use the toilet. Oh, can I find a toilet? Oh, maybe if I start typing Toilet, it'll make a suggestion for me. Nope. So we're going to say, you could use an emoji here. I can't figure out how to use it. So he's had a problem where he's not always hitting the toilet, shall we say. So we're going to make his top number 1 priority habit to use the toilet. and it shows up in bold. It won't show up in a bold later. Oh, here you go. You can see that there's emojis on a lot of these habits. It's also, these are defaults. Every age group has a different set of defaults. For Chunky Monkey here, who's 5 years old, helping hands, writing a journal. This one though, if for whatever reason you have a habit that he's working on, but you want to reward him multiple times a day, just make multiple habits. So we're going to make this one helping hands. We'll do like 9 a.m. to noon. That's going to be his new habit, and he's not going to exercise for 20 minutes. We're going to make this one helping hands noon to 3 p.m. So what we're doing is we're going to be able to reward him multiple times a day for having helping hands, or maybe obedience, or whatever it is that he's working on, and we can just make a list of, it could be 10 habits of him being obedient, or maybe in this case 10 habits of him using the toilet, if that's really what you want him to be working on. And every time he accomplishes that, he can mark it as completed. Now, you can only mark one habit per day. And same with the jobs. You can only mark it as completed once per day. So in this case, if he has 10 different habits, you can make it whatever you want. We recommend though, and it has here on the little question mark button, we recommend that you focus on, oh, here it is, try to maintain balance. And that's part of the brilliance of the system, is it's supposed to help kids maintain balance in their lives. So try to have at least one habit in each of the following categories. A physical habit, like exercise, something to get them physically balanced in their lives. An emotional goal, maybe showing a sibling kindness, or using good words, or whatever. A mental goal, hey, read a book, read for 20 minutes, whatever it is. A spiritual goal, a way to keep in touch. Maybe you're religious, maybe you're not, maybe you're into meditation. Something to keep you on task with your religious or your spiritual goals. And then a social goal, have a friend over, something like that in each of the categories. Call, maybe for the mom, it's call my mom, whatever it is. So try to maintain balance. And once that's done, we're going to tap next. Now it takes me to the next kid who's skinny, and we're just going to enter something in here. It was basketball practice. Good. And we want to try to be as specific as possible, so we're going to say 20 minutes. And that's his number one goal. And then for mom's number one goal is going to be update finances. Now, I want to clarify something here. The difference between a goal and a habit and a job is that jobs can get a substitute, whereas a habit is something only you can do. So a habit would be something like, well, in this case, she doesn't have it on here, so I'm going to change this one. We're going to change this one to brush teeth. So a habit is something that only you can do, and nobody else can do it for you. I mean, obviously someone else could brush your teeth, but no one else can exercise for you. No one else can really write in your journal. No one else can substitute one-on-one time with one of your children. No one else can practice your talent for you. No one else can do a good deed for you. So these are things that only you can do. So that's the difference between a job and a habit. Okay, we're all done. Everybody's habits are all set up. And nope, we don't want to review. Tap next. Now this seems kind of scary. Budget setup. Oh no, if you don't complete budget setup by this date, the app's going to make you go back and change stuff. It's really not that scary for pretty much everybody, unless it's like 11:59 the day before you're supposed to start your budget. You should just tap OK, which is what we're going to do. We're not going to postpone. Tap OK, and it's going to take us to the yearly budget. Now this seems a little daunting, and this is where a lot of people get, I guess, stuck. But it's actually pretty simple. It's going to ask, the way Moneypants works is every penny has to be accounted for. Because if there's money floating around out there, the kids are going to lose motivation. And when the going gets tough and they're tired or they're cranky or they have too much to do, they're not going to be motivated to do their job. So you have to allocate every penny. So in this case, Chunky Monkey, he's 5 years old. He doesn't have any money outside. He doesn't have a piggy bank or anything. But if he did, we'd enter it here. But he doesn't. So we're just going to say, done. We're going to just tap next because he doesn't have anything. Does he have any money he earns outside the home? Nope, he sure doesn't. And his weekly potential earning is 36 bucks. Wow, that's a lot of money. But in a minute, it's going to make a lot of sense. But this 5-year-old is going to be earning potentially 36 bucks a week. And then you can break it down if you tap the hide or show details button. So about 1,800 bucks a year. Keep in mind, this family makes $120,000, $125,000 a year, whatever I put in. Keep in mind, this is what mom is already spending on him. She was already spending about 1,800 bucks per year on him, whether it's, special classes, swim lessons, or soccer class, soccer team, or mainly clothes, but toys, electronics, games, birthday parties, all that stuff. Mom was already spending this. These are based off of years of research and national averages. A family making $120,000 a year with 2 kids, mom was spending about 1,800 bucks per year on him. But now he's going to have the opportunity to earn that and to spend it himself on the things that he wants within, and we're going to talk about directed spending here in a moment too. So I'm just going to tap next, and here it is. It's so daunting. Oh my goodness, I have to do all these things. No, these categories are here to jog your memory. So if you tap on one of these little envelopes here, and this is based off the envelope system, you can Google it. We'll have more information on our website at a future date. But the idea is the envelope system is you put money into an envelope and it stays in that envelope until you take it out for that particular category. So I'm going to put money into sports and dance, and when my sports and dance is due, I take it out of my sports and dance envelope. And it keeps your money all categorized and neat, and it's really nifty. And that's the concept behind this. So if you tap on any one of these envelopes, it's going to bring up a list of subcategories. Sports and dance, registration fees, tuition, uniform, team shirt. You don't have to put something in each one of these categories. Matter of fact, we recommend that you don't. Try to keep it simple. And you can change any of these too. So for Chunky Monkey, he's actually not going to be doing any sports this year. You know what though? Maybe we'll put him in a summer camp. He is going to go to I'm going to change this. He's going to go to a soccer camp for awesome kids, and it's going to cost, oh man, I think it was like 300 bucks. He does it every year. Now this item actually does have a due date. This item is due. I'll just tap on this. It's due. Here we are. It's 2018. Soccer doesn't start till I think October. Maybe maybe it's over Christmas break. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. December, and it doesn't repeat, and we click save. And okay, so now it shows up in the category summer camps, 300 bucks. Oh, I should probably talk about these here at the bottom. So there's these 3 envelopes at the bottom: savings, fund money, and donations. Savings, as the name implies, is for savings. That is automatically calculated based off of his earnings. And we'll do a separate video on how these 3 work, but just suffice it to say, every time Chunky Monkey earns money, it's going to siphon off 10% of that money for donations first. Then it's going to pay for his bills, which are all these categories: sports, dance, music, school, summer camps, etc. And then if there's money left over, it's going to put 10% into savings and then 10% into fund money. That's his budget. That's what it's based off of. And then up here at the top it says you need to add more expenses. Please add another $1,000 to 1 or more expense envelopes. Oh my. Okay. Well, let's see here. Electronics. Yeah, maybe he's going to buy, I don't know, not a phone, but maybe he's going to buy some video games. He loves his little video games I buy for him. And man, we probably spend 250 bucks a year on that. No due date. Tap save. And what else? Oh, we're going to go on a trip. So he's going to have his own little spending money for this trip that's coming up. We're going to get rid of bicycle maintenance there. And we're going to go family vacation that's coming up. And he's going to he's going to earn his own ticket to Disneyland this year. Super exciting. And we're going to say that's $700 and what was it, $700, something like that. And that's not till next summer. You know what? No, we're going to go in January. No, we're not. I'm going to go next April. Oh, it's going to tell me that's an error because I was doing it this year. Doesn't repeat. Tap save. And, oh, family vacation. All right, we're going to put all into this one account, $749. Save. Okay. And there you see it. We've only got expenses in 3 different categories: summer camp, electronics, and transportation. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Totally forgot. We're going to scratch that. Family vacation's great. We're going to only do $350 in there though, because I just realized we didn't put any money into his clothing. And clothing is the biggest category. Again, don't put something into each one of these categories because it'll just get annoying later. This is just to jog your memory. These are all the different things that your kids will be needing to buy. These are their newfound financial responsibilities. For Chunky Monkey here, the remaining $400, we're just going to throw it into socks and underwear. Yeah, that's probably a good thing because he uses the toilet the way he does. For the year, he's got $400 to spend on clothing, and he can just take it out of that category. You can split it up, make it like super detailed, but for now, we're just going to leave it at all of his money's in the one category. So if you look, he's got a summer camp he's saving up for, clothing, electronics, and the family vacation. That's it. If you want, he can enter a savings goal end of the year. He wants to buy that new bike. And if he earns the right amount during the course of the year, by the end of the year, if he earns all his money, he will have saved up $186 towards that new bike. Okay? And we're going to tap next. It's going to calculate potential subsidies. Now, there wasn't a subsidy that time, but sometimes if there's a bill that's coming up and it's due super soon, what's going to happen is that the kid's not going to be able to earn enough money to pay for that bill. So the app calculates when that bill is due and how much you as the parent are going to have to subsidize that kid in order for them to earn enough money to pay for that bill. It may seem a little overwhelming because you're like, wait a minute, why am I giving my kid $38 a week or whatever it is and subsidizing him $200? Well, keep in mind, this is money you were going to spend anyway. So we're trying to make it fair for the kid as well as for the parent. It'll also get paid back by the end of the year. And we'll get into more of that later. Okay, so this is Skinny. And Skinny actually had $50 from his birthday, from his grandma that he's got, hidden in his room somewhere. You just collect that up and you put it into his personal bank account. This will show up once setup is complete. This will show up in Skinny's piggy bank under savings. So he's not losing this money. Make that very clear to him. He's not losing this money. This is just, you took the money and put it into his bank account, which you're going to want to have set up, and it's going to show up as his money in his piggy banks once setup is complete. So he had $50. Click next. Ask you to confirm. Yep, that's right. And nope, he doesn't have any income outside the home. But I just want to show you, in case he did, it's going to ask you, what are his other sources of income? Maybe he mows lawns, maybe he babysits, maybe he does house cleaning, summer jobs, or something that's not on the list. You can enter it in. Oh yeah, he does babysitting and makes $150 a year. If anything, make sure that you estimate low. The common mistake is people estimate high, especially kids are like, oh, I'm going to make $1,000 babysitting this year, and they don't. And then their whole budget doesn't work. So the best way to work this is just estimate low. Estimate your income low, and we're going to get rid of that. He's not going to do babysitting. But estimate low. Estimate your income low and your expenses high. And we'll talk about that here in a second. Okay. So his potential income is $40. You're like, wait a minute, why is his different than Chunky Monkey? Well, if you remember right, Skinny has a couple more jobs than Chunky Monkey. So Chunky Monkey, I think he was making $1,800 a year. Skinny's going to be making about $2,000 a year. And that makes sense because he has more jobs. It's not a significant amount. It's $200 a year. But it works out and it's fair. And again, you can always go back and change all these things later. But for the sake of this little tutorial, we're just going to stick with that. And again, we're going to do the same thing with Skinny. Only Skinny is going to be playing basketball because he loves it. And registration fees. And we're going to just press that button. We're going to call it basket. basketball. And, you know, we could break it down to basketball shoes and basketball jersey and team pictures and registration and tournament fees and all that, but we're not going to. We're just going to say, you know what, he's going to spend $500 this year on basketball. Oh, you know what, we're going to add more to that. We're going to say $750 this year. He's going to do a lot of basketball, a lot of camps, what have you, or a lot of games this year. And, you know, for school, he is going to be doing a little field trip. We'll throw $50 in there for that. And maybe it's $150 for the school field trip. You know, he's in 6th grade this year. And, you know, he needs some money for clothing. Again, we're just going to throw it all into socks and underwear. You can break it down if you want. We're going to throw $250. The cool thing about this, though, is that, you know, let's say he only has $250 for clothing. Is he going to be able to afford, you know, a brand new suit and designer jeans and all that? Well, he could. He could probably buy a couple pair of designer jeans and a couple of designer shirts, and that's it. He'd be out of money. Or he could maybe be a little more frugal and go to one of these, consignment short stores where Eco Thrift or a clothing exchange, or even maybe like a Goodwill or one of these places where they have clothing, nice clothing, but way cheaper. It's up to him. It's his money that he's going to be earning. If he wants one nice pair of jeans and to blow all his money on that, that's fine. But I think he's going to learn really quickly, oh man, my money goes a lot farther when I'm shopping over at the clothing exchange. So, but let him make that decision. We have a whole video on that too, on directed spending. All right, I have $292 more I got to set up here. Oh, well, he's going to want to also pay for his family trip there, family vacation, and he's going to save up. What did I say? Was it $250? I can't remember now. And let's see here. We'll throw the remaining $42 in here, so $192. And at the top of the page, it tells you how much more money you need to add. So you have a real-time update, so you don't have to be doing math or getting a calculator out. Also, his savings goal, he's going to be saving up. You know what? He wants a new bike too. So there he is, new bike, savings goal. You can add a due date if you want. And tap next. It's going to see if he gets any subsidies. Nope, he's good. All right, Mom. Now, existing money. This is Mom's personal money. Now, she doesn't have any existing money, and she does not have any other income. She is the breadwinner in the home. She works for, I don't know what she does, but she makes $120-something thousand a year. That's money that she uses to pay the bills. There are families where maybe both the husband and the wife work, and the wife has a little side job where she does eBay stuff or Etsy or whatever it is, and she makes, I don't know, say she makes $1,000 a year. That would go here. It would go under, yes, Mom has other income, and you just throw it in here and say, yes, she makes an extra $1,000 a year doing her little Etsy projects and selling them, and that would be personal money that she is earning, and you'd want to include that here. So we're going to put that there, and look at that. It includes her potential, or that money in her potential weekly income. And there it is. So she has the potential to earn $2,200 a year, as well as another $1,000 with her little Etsy project. Why is that important? Because she needs to budget that. And we're going to go over that right now. So she's going to budget that. She is doing registration fee. She's going to be doing her dance, yoga, and it's going to be, I don't know, it's $100, or let's say it's $75 a month. First payment is due. She's going to join the club, and that's coming due September 1st, and it repeats every month, and it ends, when does it end? Let's give it, she's going to do it forever. Okay, and it tells you at the bottom how many total number of payments and what the yearly total is going to be, $675. Tap save. Oh, she's got another $1,600 she needs to spend. Let's throw some money into clothing. Instead of socks and underwear, though, we're going to throw her money into shoes. Obviously, she'll be able to spend that money on something other than shoes. It's in her clothing budget. And let's see here, electronics. Yeah, she's going to go buy a new phone here. Maybe she'll get it used, maybe not. Okay, that's something she wants to do. And she's also going to be going on that family vacation. Now, again, this is not plane tickets. This is not stuff that the family would normally spend. So this isn't electric bills. You notice there's no electric bills in here. There's no water bill. There's no lawn care bill. There's no food. None of that goes in here. This is discretionary money. So this is spending money mom will have on vacation. Now you can have the kids pay for their own, if that's what you want to do, you can have the kids pay for their own tickets, or for if you're going to do travel, maybe they pay for their own plane tickets, or maybe they pay for their own Disneyland tickets. That's okay. But it should not include stuff that the family would normally pay for, like the electric bill or the water bill or the gas bill or the phone bill. Okay? And even phone bills, possibly the kids could be paying for that if they have their own cell phone, and you can set that up as well. We're going to say mom's going to do, she's going to save up, I think it was $250 for a family vacation. And she's got $263 left. Let's throw that into, oh yes, haircuts and stuff. Good. So $263 into haircuts, hair colors. What is it called when you do your toenails? A pedicure. And there we go. So she's all set. We tap next, and we'll see if she gets a subsidy. And it looks like nobody got a subsidy. But if somebody does need a subsidy, there'll be a dialog box that'll guide you through that. And we'll tap continue. Just double checking everything. Hey, and all right, we're all done. That's it. Tap done, and it says, okay, you're set to go. You're going to start going. You can start using the app on July 7th. What's that? Friday or Saturday? No, it's the first day of the new pay period. Until then, though, you can't use the app, and it's going to say, hey, wait a minute. Why is there money showing up in their account? What's going on here? Well, Mom, Skinny, and Chunky Monkey all get their job bonus at the start of the week. As long as they do their job and don't get any X's on their account, they'll keep it. But if they get a red X, meaning they're unexcused from doing their job, they will lose $7.90. That's that bonus I was talking about earlier. That's 20% of their weekly income. So that's a big thing. That's a big motivator to make sure that the jobs get done on a regular basis and get done consistently. Mom, the reason her number is a little bit bigger, she also got paid for performing payday, and we skipped over that when we were doing setup. But there was a little dialog box that popped up and said, hey, because Mom can't actually do payday that first week, she gets a one-time little bonus. I think it's $3-4, whatever it is, Mom gets paid for doing payday. And that's setup. That's setup in a nutshell. It shouldn't take, I don't know how long this took, 20 minutes. It shouldn't take you very long. Most people get caught up and stuck on the budget. Make it simple. Just have a couple of things that your kids are going to be paying for that you already know they're going to be paying for anyway. You can always go back and change these things later. Just keep it simple, get set up, get using the app, get your kids working, and I'll catch you in the next video when we cover how to use the app itself.